Good morning, guys. It is 9:44 on Tuesday, the 19th of March, 2024. You're very welcome along, and we are currently at year one, week 50 of this roughly 8-year journey, 8-year experiment, I suppose, into financial independence and how well or not the process suggested by J.L. Collins actually works. I have to perhaps put a disclaimer there and say that I'm not following his whole methodology. I am purely looking at the S&P 500 aspect of it. So this is a 100% stocks portfolio only. And if you have read the description for the video, or indeed the title, you'll be aware that there is currently a free shares offer in the description, which I encourage you to consider. And let me put it this way: I do not want anyone to rush in with their own money, because it does, to take up that offer, it does mean that you would need to open an account and you would need to fund it, and I believe also make some sort of an investment. And I would encourage everyone not to do that. It maybe sounds like a bit of a strange thing to say, but I would encourage you not to do that until you have done your due diligence, until you know where you want to place your money in the market, and until you feel happy that you would be doing that anyway, even if there wasn't a free shares offer to take advantage of. One thing I will say about investing is that it is easy to allow emotions to influence your investment, and that is absolutely the wrong way to go about it. Okay, so if you are influenced by your emotions, if you were to see a price rise 50% and think all of a sudden, now I must sell, unless this is part of a particular strategy you have, which you have planned out in advance, then I would suggest that you shouldn't do that. Okay, so yes, there is a free shares offer in the title, in the description, valid for the next 28 days, but I really would not want to see anyone rush in, act on a whim, and subsequently maybe actually end up losing money. So that's why I say do your due diligence if you're really interested, and then by all means, if you feel you want to, please take advantage of the free share offer, and I will benefit from that as well if you use the link in the description. Right, moving on, let's have a look at the notifications. There are 7 outstanding here. Atos, I don't know what that is, but it's down 20%, near enough. Okay, so as Airbus ends talks over cybersecurity unit takeover, so it must have something to do with airlines, and obviously something to do with cybersecurity as well. Xpeng, I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced, StoneCo, Bit Digital, Huya, Tencent Music, our biggest stocks before earnings. Tesla up 5% on plans to increase Model Y prices in April. Okay. Nvidia makes waves. Nvidia, the graphics card creator, I don't know if they do other things, but they're up 4% as AI developer conference sparks up excitement for new chips. HashiCorp up 9% as company considers strategic options, including a sale. Don't know what that is, although I suspect it's maybe Japanese, but that I'm just purely guessing based on the name. Alphabet gains 7% amid talks for licensing Gemini for iPhone AI features. I don't know what Gemini is. So if you're interested in AI or that kind of thing, Alphabet, of course, the parent company for Google. That might be something you want to look into. Logitech down 7% on CFO step down. That'll be the chief financial officer amid long-term financial model overhaul. So as far as I know, certainly I've known Logitech as a... I'm not sure if they actually manufactured PCs or if it was more to do with the keyboards and mouse combination. I think it was actually more to do with the keyboard and mouse combination. As you might say, a hardware creator, as far as I know. So sounds as if things are being shaken up there, and not everybody is necessarily in agreement, as well, you might expect they might not necessarily be. So no massive shockers in the notifications there to speak of. Let's just have a look and see where things are at the present time. So today, virtually unchanged from yesterday. Current price 76.85. The market is open. Current portfolio value just under 14,500. Current return on investment a little bit over 18%. And the current current average purchase price, £65. We'll expect to see that rise slightly whenever we put in today's investment. As you can see, there's significant space now between the current price and the average purchase price, and the massive increase there that we appear to have seen from October. So basically over the space of the last 5 months or so appears to have slowed, certainly. It wouldn't really be a big surprise to see that begin to creep down a little bit. Yeah, as I say, that's not going to be a surprise if that happens. Just to see where the trend line would be. So it's heading up that way. So yeah, it's impossible to know. It is, quite frankly, it's totally impossible to know where it's going to go next. Just a little comment in general terms, and I think it's maybe worth pointing out that although this this experiment, if you like, that I'm showing you is purely that, it's an experiment. It's not actually using real money. I can say that personally speaking, I am also invested in the market. I am using a strategy which is basically the same as what you see here, but just for privacy reasons I've chosen not to use my own actual account. But yeah, what I was going to say is just that whereas in the early days I may have been tempted to look at the market maybe several times a day, I am actually finding that as time goes on and as my portfolio value increases, I actually feel less and less inclined to look to see what the market is doing, and I'm more and more resolute, if you like, in my stance that you cannot time the market. There is nothing to be gained by sitting studying a screen, looking for the slightest flicker of opportunity, let's say. I do think that is completely a fool's errand, and as you say, I mean, as time goes on, I have less interest in the actual value of my portfolio. Ultimately, at the end of the day, as things stand, I am still in the growth phase. So, until such times as I reach a level that is going to allow me to consider myself financially independent, until such times as I reach that point, then I suppose in essence I'm not there yet. And I know that I'm not going to be there for some years to come either. So to be overly concerned about where the market is at would be a bit pointless. As I say, I used to I probably used to know pretty much to the nearest £1,000 what my portfolio value was or had been at the last time that I had looked at it. I have looked at it this morning before starting this live, and quite honestly, I couldn't tell you what the value of it is, and I'm pleased that that's the case, because it's not. I don't think it's a healthy thing to be overly concerned about it. I am not. I know that things are going pretty well. As I say, things have gone really well in the last 5 months here. It wouldn't really be much of a surprise to see things fall back. If anything, that's probably to be expected. That is possibly where we should expect things to go next, at least in the short term. It's I think it's refreshing that having a little bit of financial stability behind you, albeit maybe not at your target as yet, it provides a little bit of peace of mind. Let's put it that way. So, with that said, guys, let's go ahead and put in our purchase order for this week. Now, I know it's only been, 4 or 5 days since the last investment into the market. I know it's not been a full week yet. However, just with the way things are organised for my work, I wouldn't have been able to wait the full week. Or at least not easily, and rather than risk forgetting to do a video, I thought I would just take advantage of the fact that I was free this morning, and I wanted to get on and do that. So as normal, we are putting £120 of theoretical money into the S&P 500 exchange traded fund, the Vanguard variant of it. There will be other providers that will provide an investment vehicle you could use as well, and we are using the Trading 212 practice platform for this example. That's going to buy us about 1.5 shares, going by the estimate here. I do like the way they put the little sort of approximate sign just in front of that. That is what that's supposed to be. It's kind of like approximate, it's not a minus. So we're going to be buying about 1.5 shares. It's a market buy, and here it goes. Now, I just want to watch two things. I want to watch, see if you see the green line move. I don't think you will, because I haven't stretched that as much as I could. And the other thing I want to remember is that the current average purchase price is 65.017. I want to see how much that moves as well. We're basically looking at the same thing, it's just two different representations of it. So let's send this through and see if we see anything. Keep your eyes on the green line. 3, 2, 1. So I saw the notification come up to say that that has taken effect. I think I saw there's just the slightest little movement there just as I was speaking as well. And if we look over here at the average purchase price, it has gone up by 10p. So it's now 65.11. So as you can see, with 14,500 invested, throwing another £120 into the mix only influences the average purchase price by 10p. So yes, in a sense, we are dollar cost averaging in the upward direction, but no, we haven't had a massive impact on our average purchase price. So the figures have updated, and with that, the current portfolio value is sitting at just below 14,600. As I say, the current return on investment around about 18%, and we are plus a little over £2,000 as things stand. At some point in the not too distant future, what I want to actually do is talk a little bit about the mathematics of financial independence. And I probably will try to do that on the what do you call that? On the oh, here, hold on a little second. I'm just checking levels on the mic. 2 seconds. Right, that's okay. It was just a headphone level. I was thinking it was turned down a bit, but no, the mic level itself is where it needs to be, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, at some point I want to talk about the mathematics that surrounds financial independence and just try to explain it out so that people have it clear in their head what kind of sums you need to be using, if you like, in order to understand how much you need invested to be able to meet your target. I mean, very crudely, you need 25 times your 25 times your annual spend. So we're not talking about 25 times your salary, it's 25 times whatever you spend in a year. So let's say, for instance, if your annual salary was 20,000, and annually you spend 15,000, then the target for your financial independence should be 15,000 times 25 years. Actually, sorry, it's not times 25 years. It's just £15,000 times 25. But you know, there is no calculation there for inflation, or the myriad of other things that could happen along the way. And obviously, as well as that, you know, there's lots of different things that can change, or will change, in fact, in the lives of most people. Really, I mean, when you start investing, you should be, ideally, you should be in your 20s. If you haven't actually inherited, let's say, some kind of an investment as a child, but I would say that the ideal time for most people to start investing is when they start to earn serious money, proper money, whatever you want to call it, just whenever people start to work. That is the best time to start your investment, and then as you go through the sort of normal path of life, if you do have a partner or get married and you buy a house together, um, you will have the payment for that property, which reduces your disposable income significantly each month for around about whatever the term of the mortgage is, and to further deplete your disposable income if you have children. They will be financially dependent on you for around about 20 years, and I suppose if you have more than one, you need to consider the likelihood that your children are going to be financially dependent on you for maybe a total of about 30 years. But then, as your children get older and begin their own investment life cycle, if you like, they will become less dependent, or not, no longer dependent on you from a financial point of view. And obviously, when your house purchase is completed, so when you no longer have a mortgage, that provides a boost as well to your disposable income. So actually, when you're getting closer to what we would maybe consider normal retirement age, whenever you're depending on how early you have your children and how early you buy your house and all that sort of thing, it could be as early as your late 40s or 50s. Then you should hopefully find that you've got more disposable income than you had before. And frustratingly, that is the point where you actually have the best ability, if you like, to be able to put the most money aside in investment terms. However, because you're in your late 40s or 50s, it's only a short length of time until you kind of reach normal retirement age anyway. It's only for me it would be, if I was 50, it would be 17 years, because my normal retirement age is 67. So, actually, with having said all that, I'm just thinking out loud here, and it is literally a thought that I have not pre-prepared, if you like. But what I'm actually thinking out loud is it worth taking a mortgage which is over a longer period of time, let's say 30 or 35 years, as opposed to 20 or 25 years, because the monthly payment on the mortgage would be smaller. That means that you would have more disposable income, and hypothetically then you would be able to invest that extra disposable income each month in a bid to reach financial independence, or maybe a slightly higher target than you might achieve otherwise. So that's a bit of a question that quite frankly at the minute I don't know the answer to. Now, my suspicion, on the other hand, is that by taking a mortgage which is over, a further 5 or 10 years more than what you might necessarily need to, my suspicion is that you will pay more for the mortgage if you don't overpay it, and that possibly the extra that you would have to pay for the mortgage is maybe not worthwhile, given the fact that the mortgage is going to be ongoing for that extra number of years more than if you had just taken a shorter term one. So those are all things that is for each individual to consider. And I suppose it depends to a certain extent what your attitude is to investment, and how closely you want to have to monitor things. There is perhaps logic in saying that actually, rather than worrying too much about how much you can invest each month, it's maybe more beneficial to actually, particularly at the present time where the cost of a mortgage is expensive, interest rates could be over 8%, and it's possible to make a case that it's better you're actually better to focus on paying off the mortgage and maybe actually hold off on a little bit of investment until that's done. So there's all different ways of looking at the thing. I don't think there's always any right or wrong answer. What is true is that it's always better to have money in the market earlier, because that way it has time to grow. In an ideal world, if we all knew how long we were going to live for, I think we would make a case for investing first and buying a property second. But of course, that's not reality for most people. Guys, that's going to be it for today. I want to thank you for watching if you have been. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you're interested in following the journey, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks very much for watching today, and have a great end to your Tuesday. I'll be back next week.